anybody's life can be completely uprooted from a truck crash. I may seem pretty functioning right now, but it's really hard to give you an idea of what it was like before. I was just such a different person. So it's an invisible illness that I carry, but it's pretty life-altering. In July of 2017, my then boyfriend and I, now he's my husband, were traveling down an interstate in Ohio, and we were stopped in traffic, and a semi-truck going over 70 miles an hour did not stop, did not have automatic emergency brakes, just completely plowed into several vehicles, ours being one of the last ones. I didn't really know what had happened. I woke up and got out of the car, and my husband and I kind of had to crawl through some parts of our car to get out. I, at first, was afraid to open my eyes because I thought he was dead. I didn't really know what hit us. We got out of the car, and we looked up and just saw this massive semi-truck that said U.S. Mail on it. And I was like, that just hit us. It literally is a miracle that nobody died. However, our accident caused us a subsequent accident. There was stopped traffic for quite a few hours, and a mom and her 2 daughters were traveling in a massive Honda Pilot and completely went under the back of a truck because they didn't see the stop coming. I was actually at the hospital, and the mom came there with me, and we were getting scans at the same time, but she didn't make it. So we don't realize how one accident causes many, and if we don't fix all of the problems, we're just creating a massive opportunity for many people to get injured with how many trucks are on the highway.
As an attorney who represents victims and survivors of truck crashes, we see the bad side of things. And so what we do is then we make the trucking industry safer, one truck company, one truck driver at a time. And we really tap into our clients' courage to pursue litigation to find out what happened with this truck company, where we can make that truck company safer, or what happened with this particular truck driver to make that truck driver safer.
Andy Young from the law firm for truck safety was my lawyer who represented me. He was an ally and a friend who really held my hand through all of it. Since then, he's introduced me to Jennifer Walsh at the Institute for Safer Trucking, where I've been able to be an advocate and meet other survivors. We hope to get them to understand that the importance of automatic emergency braking. Basically, most trucks on the road don't have an automatic emergency brake. So when traffic stops really quick, they have nothing to stop themselves with. If our truck driver would have had that, it could have been a completely different outcome.
All too often when I'm sitting in the living room with a new client, they tell me, we just want to make sure this doesn't happen to somebody else. We want to do whatever it takes to make sure it doesn't happen to somebody else. So not only through litigation and fixing the problem with the bad actors, we actually come here to try to stop the problem from happening before it ever happens.
There is another thing that we're fighting for, which is to stop the underride car crashes, which is pretty much that big space underneath a semi-truck when you're driving by it. We want to make sure that there's guards in place to make sure that no one loses their life by a senseless crash by going underneath of a vehicle. The government is trying to make some changes to make things safe on the road. One thing that I would ask of them is that they start with themselves, that all of the government trucks, all of the U.S. mail that hit us was a contracted vehicle. If you're going to start making laws to fix the safety for trucks, start with your own, and just raise the bar higher and make sure that you're not employing any company that doesn't have safe vehicles. I think that's a huge accountability question that I'm asking for, because it's one thing to make these laws, but if you're not following them yourselves, that's a huge problem. On the road, I think we always think that people are going to do what's right and that people are going to drive with integrity, and then if something were to happen, that people would be there to take care of you. Unfortunately, the laws in place right now don't protect us. I'm fighting for this. It's not going to affect me. I'm not going to get a bigger settlement. I'm not going to get my life back. I'm fighting for this so it doesn't happen to someone else.